much blood would you shed to make sure your dynasty lasted forever? Well, we're about to find out with this latest album that I just checked out from this pretty cool band. Oh yeah, I'm Matt from Diazable. Welcome to my channel. I do music reviews. I talk about metal, hardcore music, and all types of music as well because music is fun and I love it a lot. So yeah, thanks for finding me. Thanks for watching me. I appreciate it. Today I'm checking out the latest album from the band Arch Enemy called Blood Dynasty. Arch Enemy is a melodic death metal band based out of Sweden and have been a band since about 1995. And from what I can tell from research and everything, they are considered a super group of like a band because there's a lot of the members are in a bunch of different other bands that have like a high profile to them. A few of them that I can list off are like Carcass, Merciful Fate, Nevermore. Just a lot of bands that have been in the melodic death metal scene in Europe. They've all come together and been working in this project for quite some time now and everything. And one of the probably noticeable things about this band is that it's a female fronted band since the beginning. They've had multiple lead vocalists, but they've all been female. Whether that's important to you or not, or if it matters, which it doesn't, it's just an interesting fact to notice. And I've always known about this band, but I guess I kind of always wrote it off as like maybe I wasn't the biggest into melodic death metal, or I just thought maybe it's kind of like cheesy metal. That's not my type of music. But with this channel, I'm trying to broaden my horizons. Any musician I would write off, I'm like, I gotta listen to them and just be very unbiased and check them out because that's what I love about doing this channel, learning new things and just being more knowledgeable because knowledge is power, right? With this album and this band, this is my first time ever listening to this band. And I gotta say, this latest album, Blood Dynasty, is an unrelenting force of an album. It's an album that just, with no problem, it easily blends so many different things together. Like, I wanna say the band's signature melodic death metal style in terms of their roots and just origins with very symphonic drama and thrash elements, and also very unexpected moments of vulnerability are present on this album. Rather than delivering a very disconnected collection of songs, the album flows like a battle-scarred journey. It is very cohesive. This album is triumphant, it's dark, it's emotional, and it's brutal, and they perfectly balance all these elements. The album begins with a very ominous and medieval feeling track called Dream Stealer. It's setting the tone here with some really slow, creepy organ passage at the start that burst into some of the most aggressive riffing and drumming on the record. The pairing of cinematic atmosphere with full force, just death metal brutality is a reoccurring theme on this album, and I think a good example of that is on the song Dream Stealer, the opening track. It blends these two atmospheric but brutal forces together and it sounds awesome. So here's a clip of that.
Here comes at night, takes into all my soul deep. Silent flying out of sight, a mental parasite. Takes the whole wheel, so dear corrupt for us without that fear. Leaves us question knowing.
It's brutal, but yet atmospheric at the same time. That same balance reappears on the song Blood Dynasty and The Pendulum, where, you know, the pounding drums and the galloping guitars just invoke a warhorse feeling like you're charging into battle. And all this warlike feeling is enhanced by the booming production and the tight coordinated performances from the members of the band. These songs just don't sound heavy, they feel massive. At the heart of Blood Dynasty, Arch Enemy has done a really good job of mastering their use of melody and mood while also, you know, pairing it with aggression to balance things out very nicely here. Tracks like Illuminate the Path and Vivra Libra, I think I pronounced that correctly, stand out because they have a very emotional gravity to them. While both of these tracks kind of start off more subdued, whether it be through haunting choruses, hunting choirs, or clean vocals, or slow and eerie instrumentation, they build into layered and sorrowful sounding guitar solos and dense and heartfelt choruses. These tracks emphasize how melody isn't a break from, you know, the album's intensity, but rather a way of deepening it and making it more intense. So here's a clip of Viva la Bria. I'm hoping I'm saying that right again. And you can see just the emotional gravity that they're creating here. You can be heavy and soft at the same time, and that's proof that you can do it. A Million Suns and Don't Look Down show that the band can be more streamlined when it comes to their riffage and just being more straightforward at times, which is pretty nice. The guitars are tight and fast and packed with a lot of precision, while the bass takes a more prominent role here, especially on the song Don't Look Down, where it rumbles through the whole mix and just adds a lot of power to everything. Despite the straightforward structures of these songs, both songs have a lot of subtle texture to it, whether it be having like strong chorus sections, emotional leads, rhythm sections that feel very heavy without ever feeling very overbearing. These songs are very well crafted. So here's a clip of Don't Look Down so you get a sense of just like how there's a lot of subtlety work in these pretty straightforward songs. It's a pretty like basic song, but there's a lot of subtle texture work here that makes it more like unique and stand out. I gotta say the drum fills on Don't Look Down are in particular kind of very fascinating because they have like almost ceremonial like ritualistic feel to it that gives the song a lot of weight. And then you have some songs that kind of venture more into like thrash and industrial territory to shake up the whole listening experience, namely the songs March of the Miscreants and Paper Tiger. On these tracks, they have some very chuggy, almost groovy-like riffs and also have a bit of a mechanical edge to them that these tracks kind of feel like a little bit of a throwback to classic thrash bands, but with a little bit of a modern metal twist. The vocals on the song March of the Miscreants kind of lean low, but they don't always kind of hit that hard with the same power as the higher scream she can do. Even though the chorus is very catchy and has a very groovy feel to it, it does make it a bit memorable, even though the vocals are not the strongest here at times. Paper Tiger kind of shares that similar grit, but feels more grounded in classic heavy metal song structure. Because it has some sweeping guitar work and a really good solo, but I will say even in the back end of the song, it feels a little bit flat. But overall, it's a pretty good song. Then you get a brief atmospheric breather with the song Presage. It's an acoustic track that works beautifully as a tonal shift for the album. Its placement is quite strategic because it comes right after the title track of the album, allowing the listener to really absorb the weight of what came before preparing you into the final arc of the album. And I would say the final arc of the album is like filled with relentless intensity and emotional closure. The pendulum hits with some really punchy drums and groovy riffs that are paired with an almost like ominous choir that kind of reminds me of the band Behemoth. The song feels very primal and massive at the same time. Then comes Liars and Thieves, which begins with a slow and almost like deceptive buildup before exploding into some really some of the fastest riffs on the album and drums that are just as fast. They just blow you away on this riff. It's the final exclamation point on this album to showcase that everything they've delivered, they can do it again with this final song because it's technically excellent. It has emotional range and it's just a full-on band chemistry that never really wavers. The band is just locked in here. Blood Dynasty is an album that's fully realized. It's carefully paced out, it's brutally delivered, and it emotionally resonates within people. Whether it's the dueling guitar solos that bleed sorrow and fire on the song Illuminate the Path or Dream Stealer, the commanding vocal work across the whole album with different styles like on Viva La Bria or Don't Look Down, or the thunderous rhythm section that just keeps the band very grounded on every track. I would say this album proves that Arch Enemy isn't just surviving modern metal, they're still innovating within it. And so with this first time ever hearing Arch Enemy, I was thoroughly impressed with this record, and I gotta give it up to them that this is a really good album, possibly one of the best metal albums of the year. So I would give it up to them, and this being a good and solid 9.5 out of 10. Lots of bangers on here. They did a really good job. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, comment, give me some other recommendations. And like always, I will See you in the pit.
Been thinking good things about you.